Hello, my first rant on video in 2019 is going to be about the discrepancy between the reviews and the sales for one of our games. That game is Spot the Differences. We are going to release it on Nintendo Switch in the middle of this month, and prior to that it has had a long history. It was first released on Nintendo DS, and then on PSP, on Nintendo 3DS, on Nintendo Wii U, also on Facebook as a web game. And it has almost never had any love from critics. Once in a while there's a good review, but most of the time the reviews are scathing. If you take the Metacritic score of the Wii U version, it's 30%, with one review being at 10% and calling the game laughable. And despite that, this game is our historic bestseller. Between all of the systems on which it had been released, all of the versions, I haven't counted exactly, but it has earned a couple of $100,000. I would say that it made up for some of our failures, and without this game, probably Sanuk games today wouldn't exist anymore. So what's about this game? Why don't reviewers like it? Is it a bad game? Of course, I may not be most qualified to judge our own productions, but I don't think it is a bad game. When the team was playtesting the Switch version, they stayed late in the office because they were having fun with the multiplayer mode of the game. And this tells me that we have a small but well-crafted casual game that is competent at doing what it does. But on the other hand, it is just another fucking Spot the Difference game. It gets no point for originality, it is not groundbreaking in any manner, and I think that is the thing. When you review games because you are a gaming enthusiast, you want to be surprised, you want to be impressed, you want something that really satisfies your gamer's appetite. You don't want just another fucking Spot the Difference game. And as a matter of fact, much of the criticism we get is less about the execution than about the idea of a Spot the Difference game. Reviewers are like, life is too short to be counting the number of branches on a tree or the number of feathers on a parrot. But then, when Jane Doe or John Doe browses through their online shop on their consoles, they see a simple and self-descriptive game of which they immediately understand the concept and the gameplay. They see it looks decent enough, and some of them indulge. This is how this game sells. It does not rely on recommendation from reviewers or YouTubers, it just relies on its descriptive name and its presence in the store. Now, of course, that is not to say that reviewers and YouTubers and streamers are always irrelevant. If what you have is a game that targets core gamers, or that is very original and unique but does not speak for itself, then you will indeed want to rely on giving a favorable impression to these folks so they help spread the word. And indeed they can help you build success. For some of our other games, that is what we do. But in this instance, for Spot the Differences, I do not even bother sending a press release. Nobody would pick it up, or if anybody would, it would only be to shit on the game, and I'd rather not encourage them to do that. So yeah, I may passively answer requests that I receive, but beyond that, I will let the online store do its magic. Let's see how it goes on the Nintendo Switch. Cheers, guys!